everyone, this is Erin with Five Parks Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me today for this wrist-free yoga class. So this class is perfect for you if you are unable to do planks and down dogs for whatever reason, or if you don't want to or don't like those postures. So we will be doing a lot of postures on our feet, and we'll even be doing some flow, but you won't see planks, chaturangas, or down dogs in this practice. So if you like this practice and have not already, please subscribe to my channel. And just a reminder that I'm hosting a retreat April 7th through the 13th, 2018, here in Nosara, Costa Rica. Hope you can join me. So today let's start on our backs. Go ahead and lay down in Supta Baddha Konasana, which is butterfly pose on your back. So bring the soles of your feet to touch, your knees wide. Rest all the way flat on your back. We're going to take 5 breaths here in this position. You can rest your hands alongside your body, or you can take one hand to your heart, one hand to your low belly. Start with a cleansing breath together. Breathe in through your nose. Let it go through your mouth. Close your lips. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose. With each inhale and each exhale, begin to lengthen and deepen your breathing. Continue with your slow, steady, deep breathing, and just gather your knees into your chest. Nice little gentle squeeze here, and then extend your left leg long on your mat. Take your hands, interlace them around your right knee. Bring your knee off to the right and up toward your right shoulder. Flex your feet back, draw your elbows in and down. Feel the compression in your right hip. Take a deep breath here. Bring your right leg back toward center. Extend your foot up toward the ceiling or the sky. Take your hands around the back of your right leg and begin to point and flex your right foot. Draw circles in one direction. And draw circles in the other direction. Walk your hands a little bit further up the back of your right leg. Lift your shoulders up off of your mat. And maybe lift your left foot up off the floor to hover. Last option here, extend your hands towards your left foot and hold for 3, 2, 1. Now hug both knees into your chest. Find a tight squeeze here now. So reaching opposite hand toward opposite wrist or opposite hand toward opposite elbow. Try to press your low back down toward your mat and keep your toes, heels, and knees side by side. Extend your right leg long on your mat. Keep your left knee in by your chest. Interlace your hands around your left knee. Bring it to the left and up towards your left shoulder. Elbows in and down towards your mat. Flex your feet back. Hold here. Feel the compression in your left hip. Bring your left knee back toward center. Extend your left foot up toward the ceiling. And then hold on to the back of your left leg with your hands. Let's begin to point and flex your left foot. Draw circles in one direction. Draw circles in the other direction. Walk your hands a little bit further up the back of your left leg, maybe towards your calf or your ankle. Lift your shoulders up off the floor, so you're getting a nice stretch in the back of your left leg. And then just to warm up your core, go ahead and lift your right foot up off the floor. If you'd like to, you can reach both hands towards your right foot, lift a little bit higher and hold for 3, 2, 1. Lay back down on your mat. Nice loose grip of your knees, and let's take a spinal twist. So bring your knees off to the left. Try to bring your right shoulder back down onto your mat. Maybe extend your right arm long and look towards your fingertips. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So bring your knees to the right. Press your left shoulder back down onto your mat. Maybe extend your left arm long and look towards your left fingertips. And come back to center. Roll the length of your spine 3 times back and forth. And then after your 3rd rock, see if you can push yourself up to a chair position. Sit low in your hips. Take your weight back into your heels. Reach your arms up, but lower your shoulders away from your ears. And hold chair for 3 more breaths. Just warming up your legs, warming up your shoulders. Last exhale here. As you inhale, come up to standing with hands at heart center. Spread your toes nice and wide, engage through your legs, reach through the crown of your head, and once again, lower your shoulders away from your ears. Let's do a little more breathing here. So release your hands down by your side. On your next inhale, reach your arms up. Connect the palms of your hands over the top of your head, and then exhale through heart center. 2 more times. So breathe in, reach up, just expanding your lungs here. Exhale through heart center. Last time. Exhale through heart center. Inhale, reach both of your hands up overhead, and this time find arrow mudra above your head. So interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, and cross your thumbs. Squeeze your biceps by your ears. Reach up through your fingertips as you breathe in, and then as you exhale, hinge off to the right. Try to keep your left shoulder in line with your left hip. And again, squeeze biceps by ears. Hold. And come back to center and switch sides. So reach to the left. Squeeze your biceps by your ears. Keep right shoulder in line with right hip. With each exhale, bend a little bit deeper. And keep your core engaged, so drawing your belly button back toward your spine, keeping your chest nice and open. And come all the way back up to center. Go ahead and take your thumbs, interlace them, spread your fingers nice and wide, and then start to draw your pinky fingers apart from each other. Lift your gaze, little back bend here. So stay active in your arms though. Breathe in, and for your last exhale, separate your arms, cactus them. Get a bigger stretch in your chest, the fronts of your shoulders, and then breathe in, come all the way back up. And as you breathe out, hinge from your hips and come all the way down to standing forward fold. Let's start first in ragdoll pose. So you can bend your legs, rest your torso on your thighs, and take opposite hand toward opposite elbow. Start to sway side to side, bending and straightening one leg at a time. If you feel off balance, feel free to separate your feet to hips width distance apart. Just an option. Take one more breath here. And come back to center. Release your hands down towards your mat. On your next breath in, lengthen your spine, reaching the crown of your head forward, drawing your shoulders back away from your ears and beginning to straighten your legs a little bit more. And then come back to forward fold. We're gonna take a big toe hold. So take peace fingers around your big toes. You can take thumbs on top of your toenails. And then start to separate your elbows off to the side as you draw the crown of your head closer down towards your mat. Last breath here. Again, let each exhale take you a little bit deeper into the fold. On your next breath in, come up to a halfway lift. So you're going to release your toes, reach your hands down towards your mat. Now from here, keep this nice flat back, and then inhale, extend your arms off to the side. So they're in a capital T with your palms facing down. Now bring your hands out in front of you, palms face one another, biceps squeeze by your ears, so building strength in your spine, flexibility and strength in your hamstrings. Bring your arms back off to the side, capital T, palms face down, and then on your next breath in, come all the way up to tall mountain. Look up toward your fingers and exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, hinge from your hips, come all the way down to forward fold. And we're gonna take one more deep hamstring stretch. We're gonna take gorilla pose. So this time, go ahead and slide your hands underneath your feet, and you're gonna stand on the palms of your hands. And separate your elbows off to the side, drawing your head closer to your toes. Release your hands out from underneath your feet. And again, inhale, halfway lift and pause. Exhale here. Inhale, capital T with your arms and pause. Exhale here. Inhale, hands out in front of you, palms face each other. Pause. Exhale here. Bring your arms back to capital T, palms face down. Exhale. Inhale, tall mountain. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart and sink down into chair pose. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, twist to the right. Tap your right elbow to your left knee. Come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Tap your right elbow to your left knee. Come back to center. Exhale, bring your hands out behind you. Reach your heels up off the floor and hold here for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your heels down towards your mat. Inhale, both arms up overhead, and we're moving into Garudasana, eagle pose. So bring your right arm underneath your left. Go ahead and connect the palms of your hands. If you cannot reach the palms of your hands together, you can just touch your shoulders. Sink down into your squat, and then you're gonna lift your right leg up and over your left. You can either kickstand your toes on the floor, or you can go for the wrap, taking those toes around your left calf. Try to get your knees and your elbows pointing toward the front of your mat, towards center. Lower your shoulders away from your ears. You can stay here or begin to round forward, possibly tapping your elbows on your right knee. Crouching eagle. And then you can stay here, or you can come into bound airplane pose. So with eagle arms, oops, I just lost my balance. You can extend your right leg out in front of you. From here, see if you can come back to eagle pose without putting your foot down. I don't know if I'm going to be able to demonstrate that, but just try. Okay, and then from here, unwind from your eagle and come into standing staff pose. So lift your arms up, lift your leg up to 90 degrees, or straighten your foot out in front of you and hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Standing pigeon pose. Now this is a hip stretch, so cross your Right ankle over your left knee, hands to your heart. Sink as low down into your chair as you can, feeling the stretch in your right glute, hip. Okay, release your right foot to meet your left. Inhale your arms up overhead, connect the palms of your hands together. Eagle on the other side. Left arm underneath right. Sink down into your chair. Left leg up and over right. You can either kickstand your leg by putting your toes on the floor, or you can wrap them around your right calf. Elbows and knees point forward toward the front of your mat. Stay here holding eagle pose, or come into crouching eagle, bringing your elbows to tap your knee. Stay in crouching eagle or bound airplane, keeping your eagle arms, extend your left leg out behind you. Keep your gaze down at the floor. Now try to return to eagle pose without tapping your foot down on the floor. A challenging transition. And then from eagle, release to standing staff pose. Arms reaching up overhead. Your leg can either be bent at 90 degrees, or you can straighten it out in front of you and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross your left ankle over your right knee for standing pigeon pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Sink nice and low down into your chair so you feel that deep stretch in your hip. Bring your left foot to meet your right. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your right elbow to your right hip. Palm faces up. We're coming into standing bow pose. You're going to take your right foot from the inside. Press your knees back to touch. Lift through the left fingertips and then start to kick your foot into your hand. Start finding a back bend here. Balance, stretch. Okay, and we're transitioning from bow pose to standing big toe pose. So you can take your left hand to your left hip, right peace fingers around right big toe. You can hold here or extend your right foot forward. Last option, you can take your right leg to the right and your left arm to the left. And release, right foot to left. Lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, keep your right arm high, bring your left elbow to your left hip, palm faces up. You're gonna take your left foot from the inside. Bring your knees back to touch. Reach up through your right fingertips. Start to kick your foot into your hand. Finding the back bend here. Balancing on your right leg. Stretching and strengthening all at the same time. Release from bow pose to standing big toe pose. Bring your left peace fingers around your left big toe. Extend your leg in the direction of straight. Bring your leg to the left, if you'd like, your arm to the right. So you can stop at any point along the way and just really focus on your balance. Back to center, release. Bring your arms up overhead. Bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes for 3 breaths here. Open your eyes. From here, you're going to take a big step with your left foot to the back of your mat. We're coming into Warrior 2 pose, so go ahead and extend your arms long. Try to get your stance so wide that when you lunge into your front leg, your right knee comes directly over your right ankle. Gaze out across your front fingertips. For one more breath here in this static hold. And we're gonna do a little breath to movement flow here. So breathe in, straighten your front leg, reach your arms up, connect the palms of your hands overhead. Breathe out, return to Warrior 2. And again. Last time. Okay. Now bring both arms out in front of you. Make fists with your hands, thumbs on top, and then breathe in. Draw back like you're pulling on a bow, and then release. Say flowing breath to movement. Breathe in and out. Last time. Extend your arms long, Warrior 2. Straighten your front leg, lean back. This is reverse triangle pose. Stretch through your right side in preparation for triangle. Bring your arms parallel to the earth. Reach forward with your right hand, and then release your right hand either to your shin, block, or the floor, and lift your left arm high. If your hand can reach the floor, try to avoid resting on your hand and dumping weight into that arm. So really use your core to hold yourself up. All right, now return to Warrior 2. So bend your right leg, bring your arms parallel to the earth, and then we're gonna transition from Warrior 2 to Crescent Lunge. So you're just simply going to take your right heel up off the floor, face your shoulders forward, and reach your arms up. So now you're in this nice low lunge, getting a stretch to the front of your left leg and your left hip flexor. Lower your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe in here. Exhale, airplane lunge. So hinge forward, reach back, and let's flow. So breathe in, crescent. Breathe out, airplane lunge. And again. Take a big breath in, come to Crescent Lunge, then connect the palms of your hands overhead. Bring your hands to your heart and twist. Left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Press your palms together, deepen into your twist, bringing your sternum towards your thumbs. You have the option here of opening up your arms, bringing right hand up and left hand down toward the floor. Okay, we're coming into vertical twist. So keep your arms long and bring your right arm back and your left arm forward. Even if you're coming up from a prayer position, left arm forward, right arm back, vertical twist. Okay, and our transition from vertical twist is back to Warrior 2. Your left arm comes up and over, your right arm comes down and around. Plant your heel, Big movement here. You're gonna step your left foot to meet your right at the front of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a moment to observe the difference between your right leg that was in that lunge that whole time and your left. Take one more breath here. All right, let's take those standing postures on the other side. So your right leg steps way back in preparation for warrior two. So plant your heel down, lunge into your left leg. Make any adjustments you need to in your stance so that your knee is over your ankle. Open your arms, palms face down. Check in, make sure that your back arm isn't sagging. Gaze out across your front fingertips. Hold for one more breath in the static hold. Let's flow. Breath to movement. Straighten your left leg. Reach your arms up overhead, connect your palms. Exhale, nice low lunge. And again. Warrior two. Bring your hands out in front of you, make fists, thumbs on top. Pull back like you're pulling on a bow. Breathe in, exhale. And again. Return to warrior two. Palms face down. Straighten your front leg, reverse triangle. Right hand slides down your right leg, lean back, and prepare for triangle pose. Arms come parallel to the earth. Reach through your left fingertips, nice long spine. Keep your head in line with your spine as you release your left arm down. So again, if it's resting anywhere, just not a lot of weight, okay? It's just for a little support and balance. Return to warrior two. You bend your left leg, arms come parallel, transition to crescent lunge. So spin your right arm down, lift your right heel up. Nice low lunge in your front leg. One more breath here, holding crescent lunge. And now let's flow. So breathe in here, exhale, hinge forward, reach back, and again. Try to match your breathing to your movements. Breathe in, crescent lunge. Breathe out, warrior two. Big movement here. Step your right foot to meet your left. Arms up overhead. Hands to your heart. So we're gonna do some balances from here. Take your left knee in toward your chest. Hands around your left knee. Find a nice tight squeeze as you draw your knee up toward your shoulder, just like we did when we were laying on our backs on the floor. And then you can bring your left foot to your right hip crease. This is not accessible to you. You can come into traditional tree legs, or I shouldn't say traditional, the other variation with your left sole of your foot on your right inner thigh, okay? Either way is fine. If you can keep your foot where it is and bring your hands to your heart, try that. Option also to reach your arms up overhead. Just two more breaths here. Okay, an option for toe balance, if you'd like to try it, you can either continue to hold your tree or you can hinge forward or squat down. We're gonna see if we can balance here on our right toes. So squat down, maybe bring one or both hands to your heart. Okay, wherever you are, we're all gonna meet back in our tree variation that we've chosen. And release. You can roll out your feet if you want. And let's do that on the other side. So we'll start by opening the hip. Stand on your left foot, bring your right knee in. Release your hands around your knee. So again, this is what we did on our back at the beginning of class. So bring your knee up toward your shoulder. Feel the compression in your right hip. And then you can come into half lotus, standing half lotus, or tree legs with your right sole of your foot on your left inner thigh. Maybe one or both hands at heart center, or you can reach your arms up overhead and hold here for 2 more breaths. If you'd like to try toe balance, you can hinge from your hips or come into a squat all the way down onto the toes of your left foot. On the side, option to take one or both hands to heart center, try to balance. Okay, wherever you are, let's meet back in tree, whatever variation you chose. Release once again, hands at heart center, a couple breaths here. Just ground and steady yourself. All right, reach both arms up overhead. Find arrow mudra again with your hands. Squeeze biceps by the ears. You're gonna stand onto your right foot, and as you bring your left leg up off the mat, you're gonna hinge forward at the same time, like a teeter-totter, until you're in warrior 3. Now bring your hands either to the floor or around your right ankle for standing splits pose. Transition from standing splits to Halfmoon Pose. So what you're gonna do is take your right hand to the floor or a block, start to open your hips, stacking your left hip on top of your right. Extend your left arm up toward the ceiling. And option for sugarcane pose. You can bend your left leg, take hold of the outside of your left foot, kick your left foot back. If you're in sugarcane pose, extend your left leg back straight, left arm up, and we're gonna lightly step into prayer squat. So big wide squat with hands at heart center. Sink down, hold here for 3, 2, 1. Now straighten your legs, reach your arms up, scoot your heels behind your toes, hinge from your hips, arms off to the side, standing straddle splits. You can take your hands and place them underneath your shoulders, elbows draw in, or you can take your hands, reach for the outer edges of your ankles and stand your heels on top of your fingertips. It just gives you an opportunity to start to use your arms to draw your head closer to the floor. Try to keep tension out of your neck. So you want to be looking between your legs out behind you. If you're holding onto your feet, release your hands out from underneath. Hinging from your hips, reach your arms off to the side, come all the way back up to star. And big step, left foot meets right at the front of your mat, hands to your heart. Same 3 breaths in this grounding position. You're gonna bring your arms, we're gonna do that on the other side, bring your arms up overhead, arrow mudra. This time we're standing our weight on our left foot. Hinge forward and lift your right leg up off the mat, all in one line the whole entire time until you make your way to warrior 3. Continue to travel to standing splits, either hands to the floor or around your left ankle. Transition from standing splits to Halfmoon Pose. So your left hand can either come onto a block or stay on the floor. Begin to rotate your right hip up so it eventually stacks on top of your left. Reach your right arm up so your chest is open to the side of the room. Option for sugarcane pose. So you can hold half moon like you are right now, or bend your right leg, take your foot from the outside, start to kick back, arch your spine. If you're in sugarcane pose, extend back into half moon pose, straightening your right leg, reaching your right arm up, and then step lightly to prayer squat again. Bring your hands to your heart, sink down, hold it for 3, 2, 1. Straighten your legs, reach your arms up, take your heels behind your toes, take your hands behind your back for a chest expansion. Press your fists down. Maybe look up. Again, hinging from your hips with a nice flat back. Come forward, reaching your arms up and over the back of your head. Let your head dangle down toward the floor. You should be able to wobble it out. Actively press your palms toward one another. It's okay if they don't touch, but have that action in your hands. Hinging from your hips again. Come up with a flat back. Return to 5-pointed star. Reach your arms up, toes point out. Big step to the front of your mat. Bring your feet together, hands to your heart. Last time, 3 breaths here. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, flat back, standing forward fold, come all the way down. Halfway lift. Now heel toe your feet out to the outer edges of your mat. Toes point out, heels point slightly in, just like we did in our standing 5-pointed star, and then squat down. Bring your elbows to your knees, your hands to your heart. Reach tall through the crown of your head. Take 3 breaths here, stretching out your hips and your low back. You can use your hands for support if you would like. we're all gonna sit down and meet in boat pose. So just lower your hips down, reach your feet up, reach your hands toward your feet, keep your chest lifted. And we're gonna hold here for 5 breaths. So nice, good alignment in boat pose is chest reaching up toward the ceiling versus rounding your spine. It's your last breath. And your release is cow face pose. So you're gonna start by taking your left leg on bottom and your right leg on top. We're working in the direction of stacked knees, if that is possible. If it's not, we're just working in that direction. So if your hips are a little bit tighter today, you can bring your feet further back. If you want a little more of a stretch, you can bring your shins more parallel to the front of your mat. Try to keep both sitting bones grounded, and then bring your right arm up and over, and your left arm behind. If you cannot clasp your hands behind your back and stay upright in this position, then you can take your left hand to your right elbow as an alternative. If you want even more of a stretch, you're welcome to hinge forward. Last breath on this side. Release your arms. Bring your right leg off to the right. Place your left foot at your right inner thigh. And then take your shoulders, face your right foot, and walk your hands towards your foot as you fold over your right leg. And release from your fold. And let's take cow face on the other side. So this time your right knee's on bottom, left knee, working in the direction of stacking it on top of your left, keeping your sitting bones grounded on the floor, choosing the position of your legs that works best for you so you're getting a stretch but you're not in any discomfort or pain. Left arm up and over, either right hand to your left elbow, or you can clasp your hands behind your back as long as you can keep your spine upright. So try not to sacrifice the alignment of your spine for the clasp of your hands. Last option, if you want to take it deeper, is to fold over your legs. Release your arms. You're going to bring your left leg out to an angle. Place the sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh, and then face your shoulders towards your left foot and start to hinge over your left leg. And release from your fold on this side. Cross over both of your legs and lay down onto your belly. Extend your legs straight out behind you. Bring your legs together and then take your hands and interlace them at the base of your spine. So like we did for our chest expansion when we were standing. Press your fists back towards your heels. Keep your neck nice and long, and then option to lift your feet up off the floor. Last breath in this position. Bring your feet to about mat's distance wide now. Bring your arms straight off to the side, so try to keep yourself lifted. Last breath in this position. Now bend both legs. Take your feet from the outside with both of your hands. Bring your knees in so they're in line with your hips. Kick your feet into your hands for bow. Release your thighs down onto your mat. Take your hands underneath your shoulders and press back child's pose. So your knees are wide, your toes touch, your hips come to your heels, and you rest your forehead down on your mat. Last breath here. Walk your hands up, bring your knees to touch, and now separate your heels, so kind of opposite position. Sit your hips between your heels. Stay here, sitting upright with your hands resting on your thighs, or recline. So you can come onto your forearms, like so. Or you can recline all the way down, resting your back on the floor. If you're reclined, come on all the way back up. Take one more breath. And we're going to move into half lotus, half hero twist. So you're going to take your right foot and bring it to your left hip. If that's not accessible to you, just place your foot on the floor, or your shin on the floor. Twist in the direction of your knee. Option to take your right hand and reach it toward your right toes. Place your left hand on your right knee. Or you can just use your hands to support you as you twist. Release from your twist. Extend both legs out in front of you for Paschimottanasana, or seated forward fold. Ground your sitting bones into the ground. Flex your feet back. Stay here with an upright spine in Dandasana staff pose, or fold over both legs. Let's take the twist on the other side. So you're going to take your right leg back into half hero pose. And your left leg is going to come into half lotus pose. So you're bringing your foot toward your right hip. And you're twisting in the direction of your left knee. So you can either take your right hand to your left knee and reach your left hand around for your toes, or you can use your hands on the floor for support. Release from your twist. Bring both feet out in front of you, knees bent, feet flat to the floor. Lower down onto your back for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then draw your heels in closer for bridge pose. So place your hands alongside your body, palms face down, press into your feet. If you prefer wheel pose, this is our back bend for the day, so whatever you prefer, go for it. I'm gonna do bridge. For wheel, you would flip your hands up and over and press into the palms of your hands. If you're in bridge and you wanna take the chest expansion, you just take your hands underneath you and release your fingers, and then just roll one at a time onto the outer edges of your arms, lifting you a little bit higher. Come back down onto your back. Take your feet back to mat distance apart. And then start to windshield wiper your legs back and forth, just rocking knees side to side. Next time your knees come to the right, rest them down on the floor. If you prefer a different variation of twist, go for it. Option here, if you're in this position, to take your right foot on top of your left knee, letting the weight of your right leg draw your left knee closer to the floor. Switch sides. Bring your legs to the left or your knees to the left, any twist variation you'd like. If you're in the same variation I am, you have the option of taking left foot on top of right knee, letting the weight of your left leg bring your right knee a little bit closer to the floor. Back to center. Bring both knees into your chest. One last squeeze before Shavasana. Any other movements you'd like to take on the way to Shavasana, feel free to do that now. We'll all meet with legs extended long, toes falling open, arms resting alongside your body with your palms facing up and your fingers nice and soft. Breathe in through your nose, hold it at the top. Let it go through your mouth. Return to the natural rhythm of your breath. Feel the weight of your entire body being supported by the earth. If you have more time, please continue to enjoy your Shavasana. Thank you so much for joining me for class today. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste.